All right. Hey, everybody. We are doing our BU convention recap call tonight. My name is Chris Rosencrans, Diamond Ambassador. And oh my goodness, for those of you who are there, are you just still missing Nashville? I feel like last week just flew by, but oh, what a whirlwind, but so much fun. So we love to recap our events and just get some of our attendees thoughts and takeaways. And we have an awesome crew. I mean, all of you could share some really amazing stuff that you learned. Have no doubt about it, but that would be a really long team call. So so we asked 8 people to share, 8 beautiful women to share tonight. And super excited to hear from all of them. And what's really cool is a lot of them have never shared on a team call before. So I just had to say that, you guys, just really proud of them, because I don't think y'all know how scary this can be. And but it's just really awesome for us to step out in faith and share our thoughts. And there was so much good, and I love that everybody's going to have their, was at some of the same things, but they're going to have their own takeaways because of their rank, where they are in their business, what their team looks like right now. It just looks different. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic on to my sweet friend, Sam, and she is going to kick it off, and everybody just enjoy. Can't wait to hear from you all. Is Sam on? Sam, can you unmute, hun? I don't see her.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. Gotcha, girl.
And we're at an Airbnb out in the middle of nowhere too. So like if my internet's bad, just wave and I'll stop.
Looks great.
Okay. All right. So this was my third convention. They're always my favorite thing. It's an option, not an option to not go. It doesn't matter where it's at. So this year I was able to have a couple of people on my team that this was their first time. And I love taking new people for the first time, because your first Plexus convention is magical. So for me, my biggest takeaway the whole time was like belief just kept, like every time somebody would talk, that's what I was always hearing. And I've always had unwavering belief in the products. They totally saved me, saved my health. So I know without a doubt they work. I always had really great belief in the opportunity too. I've seen everybody, go Diamond Sue, Sal, Jamie, Chris, so many friends have hit Jewel. So I know that it's an awesome opportunity. But what I learned is, do I have the belief for myself? So I've been stuck at Senior Gold for quite a while. But I left Nashville knowing that that's just part of my story. You hear Fallon say she was stuck for a really long time. I'm going to have one of those stories. So, so just thinking about, what's keeping me stuck. I knew there was something there, just didn't know what. So this time, I just walked away with knowing that it's a belief problem. Who knew? A belief in myself and that, can I really do this? And yes. So I haven't even made it back home yet from convention to like really dive in to my notes and pull all the things out. But that's the one thing that like I walked out of there like, okay, this year is going to be different. So I'm just super excited for what's ahead. So that's all I've got.
All right, I'm Stacy Swader. I am a gold ambassador, and this was actually my first convention. So it was really just kind of overwhelming, and I was trying to take it all in. But it was really cool. One of the things I really liked before it actually even kicked off was the time that we had to worship before we actually went in. It was just, I don't know, it was emotional. It was just really, really cool. I mean, we felt like you just kind of felt like it set the tone then for the whole convention, I felt like. So I really enjoyed that. I loved all of it. So I just kind of wrote a couple of things here, or started a couple of things that I had. One thing I know I personally have to work on is just kind of being intentional about not having negative self-talk. When they had asked, if your friend was going through your struggles, what would you say to them? How would you, certainly we wouldn't say bad things to them. So we definitely don't want to treat, ourselves that way. So, and looking back, a few years from now, what will you wish that you've done? So that hit too. I don't want to live with regrets. So I don't want to have the regret that I didn't do something. And so I'm going to continue to work towards my goals with that. I love John Maxwell, and something that hit really, really close to home for that was that an excuse is nothing but a crutch for the uncommitted. So personally, I'm going to work on some, not having excuses with things. So, a couple of other things I just highlighted here: managing your business. Either you run your day or your day runs you, right? So that was huge. Just being intentional, not showing up only when it's convenient. And these just all hit home with me. So I really need to focus on that. I love Christina when she had said you can't have a brain surgeon salary if you're not willing to do the work. So that definitely hit home too. But probably my biggest thing was just focusing on my business. I currently do not have business builders, and I'm certainly that's a goal. So I want to help develop business builders, and that's what I'm going to work towards. And I've even started implementing just coming right out, asking them the simple question of what would even an extra $500 to $1,000 a month do for you and your family. How would that look? How could that benefit you, or things that you wanted to maybe explore as well. So I really, that is probably my biggest thing. And it always was resonating with me: leaders are born at events. I think we've heard that for a long time. So I can see where that happens. So, but I mean, I absolutely love the breakout sessions too. It was my understanding maybe that was one of the first times those were kind of done that way. So, I mean, I really enjoyed that, and hearing from all of our leaders and you guys. It was amazing, all of your stuff. So, I just, thank you for the opportunity to talk. And I think I made it through. So,
Hey everyone, I'm Carlene, another Gold Ambassador. I loved convention. It was my very first time going. And when they asked me about talking tonight, I right away got a little anxious because it's definitely my first call to talk on. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to talk a little bit about fear, because honestly, that was one of the takeaways I took from convention. It was brought up many times. Was talking or adopting a growth mindset and facing our fears, and talking to people live on a screen like this way is very uncomfortable for me. But I said yes, because I know that we will not grow in our comfort zone. And I've done a lot of that since starting, because I was always one to get stuck in my comfort zone, and there I stayed. So yeah, without getting out of our comfort zone, we do not grow. And they also talked about being intentional and leaning into that fear, even when it's really hard to. So that was one of my takeaways. And then also when John Maxwell said we all love John, but one of the biggest things that stuck out to me that I've thought about many times since then was the question of, if we want to be someone or do what they do, if we want to be a diamond, do what a diamond does, are we willing to do what they did to get there? And that really resonated with me, because I think we can really think about that. And are we doing the work each day to work towards the rank that we're working towards? And I've just reflected on that a lot. I really liked that. And also, everything worthwhile is uphill. We don't go uphill with downhill habits. And we don't just coast to a hard destination. We have to work for it. So kind of leading into that is the consistency in what our daily work looks like. Everyone that spoke They stayed consistent in the hard times. They had a lot of life stuff that happened, many different stories. And it was just really inspiring um, to just think of, even in the hard, even when it's really hard to do it, we have to stay consistent in our daily habits. I know it was said there was beauty in the boring, which I thought that's so true. Like we can kind of get stuck in the, our daily tasky stuff, but that's really what counts and what helps build our business. Um, and yeah, just being kind of matter of fact of do the things we have to do. Jamie, I think it was you that said in a call quite a while back, when you had told yourself that you were going to do what you were told to do. So when they asked me this morning to talk, I really wanted to say no. I'm like, I'll do it. And then the last thing that stuck out to me was just the community of Plexus, the team, the support, the positivity, the faith that was mentioned, the worship. Um, when I started Plexus as a business, I was not expecting that. I started for other reasons, and it was just a very pleasant surprise. And it's been amazing, and I've loved it. I'm very much a people person, and I just really felt after leaving like how much this could do for other people that don't even know what they're missing. The products obviously are amazing, and so is the business side of it, but the community really can be what someone might need. Um, yeah, just authentically loving people and supporting them and offering the community of what we have to someone could really mean a lot to them. Yeah, I don't know, that really struck me throughout the whole time of being there, like meeting people that we've only seen over the screen, and you just feel like you've known them forever. So those were a couple of my top things, but I feel like I could touch on a lot of things, but those were my main takeaways.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Rachel Kuka. I am a senior gold ambassador. This was my second convention, and there was a lot I was excited about. First of all, this was my first big event where I wasn't pregnant and I didn't have a baby with me. So I was excited just to soak up everything without the mom brain on. Secondly, I'm always excited to learn more and visit with everybody so that I can take all the advice back and expand it on my business. But the biggest one of all for this trip was the fact that I got to bring my husband with me. So we've been married for 9 years and we have 3 kids. This was the first trip out of state for us without kids. So it was much needed, definitely. But I was secretly hoping that he would gain more from this trip than I did. So he's always been supportive of me and my Plexus journey. But when it came to my business, he was still hesitant, like a lot of husbands are, right? He had his own picture of what he thought this company was about. So I was pleased he got to experience it for himself, because there's no better way than to hear it from yourself, because you're not going to listen to your wife, right? So I was prepared to actually come home with him being on the fence, but he blew me away on the first day at the first session. Halfway through the Pleximony, he leaned over and whispered in my ear, "You can do this." And I looked at him and thought, well, I know that. I'm just trying to get you on board here. So from that point on, he was blown away with everything Plexus had done. So I asked him what his biggest takeaways, and this is what he said. First of all, he said, it is real. These are real people with real stories, real emotions on stage, sharing struggles and wins they have gone through. This isn't acting. The emotions you feel while you're sitting there are something that you can't get through the TV or the phone screen, right? And then second of all, he said the connection with faith was another eye-opener. He wasn't expecting to see a hall full of people singing worship, not one day, but multiple times. So that reassured him that we were in the right group of people. Thirdly, he said it isn't about the business. The products work, and we heard helpful tips and like built stable businesses, but the focus was more on helping others hit their health goals and changing their life for the better. So I am very happy that he got to be a part of this year's convention, because it helped me realize the next steps that I need to take in my business. So what I took away, so many good nuggets, of course, like everybody's saying, but the words that kept reoccurring in my head were share this. The excitement of having my husband's vision changed warmed my heart. And the thought of the team members coming next year and having their minds blown like his were blown away. I wanted to have more people and help more people change their lives and experience this amazing, loving, caring community that we have. We all know that. So just opening up and sharing that experience more. So that was a little bit of what I got. I think Shelby's next.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shelby Zackow, and I am a Gold Ambassador. This was my second convention, and I was super excited to bring 2 of my team members along with me and have them experience everything I did the very first time. So my heart is always impacted by the level of love and belief that's continuously poured out to us from everybody. The amount of confidence all of the speakers, people we haven't even met, have in you is just blows me away. And I know we hear on trainings and some calls and things like that, but everywhere you turn at convention, somebody was there lifting you up, inspiring you, giving you encouraging words. As a new follower of Jesus, the prayer and worship that very first day was really an eye-opener to me. Just a great reminder of you were put here for a reason. These are your people. This is what you've been searching for. Keep going. So that was amazing to me. Breakout sessions were also, all of them were super cool. Just allowing myself to see a bigger vision, bigger than I've ever imagined, bigger than I could have even guessed for myself. During the gold training session, Jill Renfro is probably one of my favorites. She gave a great vision on how to create a community and a team of people you want to create, those you want to be around, the atmosphere, the values. You can create all of that. And that stood out to me. She said it perfectly when she talked about not comparing your chapter 1 in the journey to somebody else's chapter 20. Comparison is a thief of joy, and we are all learning. We are all failing. We all get up. We all try again. We're all stuck at some point. And if you're questioning, do you really belong here? You are here for a reason. And that stood out to me because I'm sure I'm not the only one who questions, is this the right spot for me? Is this really where I should be? And it's not by accident. So I am really looking forward to checking off some milestones on my vision board I created. Do not be afraid to grow slowly. Be afraid of only standing still. So that was one of my favorite quotes. And that's all I have.
Hey everyone, I'm Kim Matthew. I'm a senior gold ambassador. This was my second convention, and I was able to bring one of my workers along with her husband, and I brought my husband, which was much needed because I needed him to see what I have been doing, what I've been up to, why I've been staying up these late nights. And I think his eyes have been opened because he is so supportive now. He sees the community of people that I'm a part of, we're all a part of. He couldn't believe the number of people that were there that support each other. They cheer each other on. It's not a contest of who's better than the other. It's like I said, it's just cheering each other on. He could not believe the support that this community is. And we actually went out for supper one night, and he got to, we were not all on the same team. We're sidelines to each other, but he got to listen to us share ideas. We bounce each other's ideas around, troubleshoot things. He just couldn't believe that how much we all work together, even though, we're not under each other's team. I don't know how to explain that, I guess, but I think he sees it now, which is what I needed. And my worker that I brought along as well, her husband needed to see it too. So he's wondering when the next one is already. And then, yeah, so that was something my husband said too, is he just couldn't believe the community of people that were there that are all working together. And one thing that really stuck out to me, and I think it's helping me more now because my husband experienced it, is find your why and you'll find your way. So I think I'm finding my way now because he's finding his way as well. Also, when I was at convention this year, I got to walk on stage and get an award for Stellar Sellers. I had no idea until, a couple weeks before, and that is an honor. I got to feel a little bit of what our diamonds and jewels get to feel, and it was awesome. So I think that inspired me even more, and yeah, I don't know how to explain that, but what does one Plexus mean to me? So it's bringing health and happiness to everyone, and not only to myself, but benefiting others. And I think that's a part of where that Stellar Seller Award came in, using that one Plexus model. Yeah. And then another deal that really stuck out to me, I think we've already kind of said it, was embrace hard. Everything worthwhile is uphill. You may take steps back, but you're always going to take more steps forward because you're going to drive harder. You're going to use that grit, like Christina Williams says. Find your grit and you'll find your way. One thing that really stuck out from the gold session with Jamie when she was speaking, identify your truth, change your thoughts, identify your truth. There are plenty of people out there that need this business, that need these products. So don't be afraid to reach out numerous times. What else? I had something else too, but I think it's already been said. But yeah, that's what I took away from convention. And thanks for letting me speak tonight, guys.
Hey everybody, my name is Bree. I'm a gold brand ambassador, and this was my first convention, and I was excited. I drove in from Michigan with Jill Manning, and we became friends, so that was super exciting. And I was blown away by the minute I walked in, and the fact we had the whole Music City Center was a really big deal. All of our signs everywhere was a really big deal. The dynamic speakers, I mean, I could go on and on about that. We all could, but few takeaways from that. I really loved the effectiveness of storytelling, and I'm going to be applying that to my posts and my IPA. And then also what John Maxwell shared about failure and how failure is a part of success, like a two-sided coin. They work together for our good. And I'm going to be digging into that further also, probably forever. But that's really, I never heard that before, and it was really helpful. I loved being able to pick out our breakout sessions. I thought that was really nice to be intentional with what we were doing. I found them all to be very interesting. But yeah, I liked to be able to focus in and really learn. That was the major reason I wanted to go to convention, was to learn. But icing on the cake, I made some new friends. I met people I didn't even know. I had coffee outside one morning at the hotel and made a friend from Arkansas. She shared her story about how the products changed her life, her child's life, saved her child's life. Anyway, yeah, meeting people in line, waiting for the breakout, and learning how the products in the business have helped them. I remember too, sitting in the conference room, the big room, and just being in awe of all the people, thinking, all of these people have said yes. And that built my belief. My belief's pretty strong, but that built it even more. So I was just like, cool. The gold party. The gold party was epic. I felt so honored to be invited to that gold party, showing up in my gold dress, which everybody had like the same dress, but that's okay. And yeah, it looked like a wedding reception on steroids. The food was good. The music was good. My friends couldn't even find me because I was dancing, but it all worked out. Anyway, I am pumped. I feel really grateful. I felt like it was a really, really good balance between work and play. I felt like the convention being in downtown Nashville was super fun, and yeah, being poured into by our leadership. Huge. I got a little starstruck when I first got there. I got my picture with Natalie Dolan. I follow her stuff on YouTube. She has a lot of really good stuff out there. Everybody does. But yeah, guys, thanks for letting me share. I will see you in 2024 in Las Vegas, and I am bringing my team.
Oh, Bree, you are tough to follow with your enthusiasm. My name is Amanda Van Horsen. I am a senior gold ambassador. I too drove down from Michigan, and this was my first convention. I was blown away at the amount of people there as well. But two themes that really spoke to me that came through were fear and mindset. So fear with John Maxwell, who wasn't googly eyed over John Maxwell, right? Like I could just sit and like drool and listen to him all day. He was fantastic. And he asked, what would you attempt to do if you knew you weren't going to fail? I was like, ooh, that's good. And then he asked another question, what would you attempt if you knew you were going to fail, but you were going to grow from it? You're going to be a stronger person. And I realized that that was a missing key for me. My husband recently, before I went to convention, asked me, he's like, why are you so good at everything you do? And I was like, because I don't do anything that I'm bad at. But then I was like, I'm not going to grow, you know, if I'm not doing the hard things that I'm afraid of. So coming back from convention, I really jumped in with 2 feet. Jamie reached out to me this afternoon, was like, do you want to speak on team call out? And my first reaction was, oh crap. And then I was like, no, this is what I need to do. So here I am, and you're all tolerating me. The second thing that I did was really putting my face out there more. I'm not somebody who loves pictures. I don't like to be face forward in things. And I was like, I really need to do better at that. So made a point of taking a lot of pictures at convention. I've been using those in my posts. And then I planned a messenger event for Thursday evening this week. And I'm also doing an in-person event at a flea market on Saturday this week. So I went from not doing anything scary to let's do 4 things in 1 week. Why not, right? Face your fears. And then the other thing that really stuck out to me in so many of the sessions was mindset. And Jamie speaks so eloquently to this all the time. So I'm not even going to try to match how she teaches us. But just hearing that this business is really 80% mindset. Sitting with all those people, I was like, oh my goodness, I am actually doing this. Like, this is a thing, and I'm close to Ruby, and I'm going to actually do this. I'm not going to work, you know, a full-time job and do 2 businesses and have 6 kids and do all these thousands of things. Like, this is going to be my primary thing that I do. I love helping people. I'm a nurse by background. That's what I do for my full-time job. And this just fits. Blown away by the community, the belief, the praise and worship, all things. My mission is I got to figure out who can watch my 6 kids so that my husband can see all these things, just like Rachel's did. So yeah, the challenges, and I wanted to share these with you that I took, that I wrote down, that I'm still working on this week, is really 30, 60, 90-day goals, where I want to be in 1 year and how that will impact my family. And then really just listing out all of my dreams from small to big and achieving them, because we all can achieve all of these things. We just put our minds to it and face our fears. So I will turn it over to Jamie.
Yes, that was so good. Thank you, everyone who shared. I am so proud of you guys. So what came to mind, I had looked down and was reminded of something that was said during convention. And I thought of this after, you know, talking to some of you before this, and we'd hopped in that chat. I know a lot of you were, you know, a little nervous about talking this time, and we talked about doing things uncomfortable, right? So Sarah Ross had said, your brain is wired to stay comfortable. And it may be the design of our brain, but we're not at the mercy of our brain. So this is a great example of stepping into something uncomfortable. And we do that in this business so often. And I'm so proud of all you guys who spoke tonight. You guys did a fantastic job, and we need to continue. It's not only something that we need to just do once, right? But if this is something that we're wired to kind of protect ourselves in a way and be comfortable, right? That means we have to fight against that to do the uncomfortable things. So think about in your business, what can you be doing, like Amanda was just saying, to, you know, do something uncomfortable to move your business forward. So proud of you guys. I'm so proud of our team. This was mentioned on Pink Power Team Call. You guys were on that right before, but we represented a lot of Plexus there in terms of training. Sue, Sal, Chris, myself, Tiffany Fallon did a breakout. You saw Christina and Brittany. It was so good to see our team and leadership there for one, but just the community, the culture, being a part of something in person there, you guys, it's something you cannot experience through a screen. Now, these are amazing. I mean, this is why this is important for team calls, because we get this in between, right? We can reach across the country. We can get face to face, see our faces on the screen. I can see faces right now, and I can see conversations going on. And this helps us connect with the culture. But that next step further of getting in person, you know, in terms of connecting with people, it's a whole nother level. So I think what everybody would say here tonight, everyone who's at convention, you guys can comment and piggyback off of this, but you want to get to convention next year, right? You want to be there. So plan now, register now. It is open to register. You get early bird registration. So register now, plan. You can put it in your calendar now. You can start saving up money right now. You can work hard once that convention contest starts. You work now to build your team so that when you pull into that convention contest, you are in momentum, moving towards earning prizes and cash back and all that. So it is absolutely worth it for the growth in your business. I think you guys could feel the belief pouring out of these people and that who spoke tonight and what they've learned and how they're going to use it to propel their businesses forward. And all of you who didn't speak, who were there, I know can probably all say very similar things. So get your people there and think, who are you going to bring next year? When we started, it was, you know, BU represented a much smaller pool our first years, and now we are growing and growing, and to see the picture with our team and to see everyone who's come is just such a blessing. So think of who you are bringing back and your team growing to being 100 people and more there under just you, because that's what your growth is moving towards. That's what that's going to look like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years from now, right? And then you are all here for a reason, for a purpose. You're on this team for a reason. You are connecting with people. The impact, these ladies spoke on that tonight, is just absolutely incredible. So just want a quick touch base on that. And then one last question for you, because we had some releases and stuff. So I am curious, have you guys downloaded the app, Plexus Go? And what is your feedback on that so far? Type in the comments, because you guys heard Blake speak at convention. If you were there, he's amazing. And he was asking me all y'all's feedback. So I want to be able to take that back to him too. So, and I can look back at your comments after this ends as well. But if you have any feedback, certainly feel free to comment here, message me, because I would love to pass that along to him. But I think it's incredible. They're adding more as we speak. So dive into that. There's videos, there's resources to share. Diamond docs, you now have links for every diamond doc. You have training for where you're at in terms of your business. New VIPs are going to come in, and you can actually see what they're getting initially down at the bottom. So if you have not looked into all of it yet, please do so. It is an incredible resource, and it's only going to get better. So really excited about that. All right, we are going to wrap it up. Thank you all for hopping on, and thank you to the ladies who shared. It was great and good seeing you all tonight, and have a great rest of your week and the month strong. We still have a whole week left, right? So I'm excited to see wherever your goals are at in the month strong with moving towards those things to propel you into next month. All right. See you guys.